Hello everyone, let's discuss today's The Hindu editorial page. The first article is responding to the new COVID-19 subvariants. In this article, the writer says that 4 years have passed since the first reported novel coronavirus, 2019 nCoV or SARS-CoV-2, was first reported in China on December 31st, 2019. Since then, it has caused severe COVID-19 waves in nearly every country worldwide. Occasionally, there would be news of a new variant or subvariant, such as an Omicron variant, BA.1 1.529, at the end of 2021 and a surge in cases in some countries by the end of 2022. Now, a new subvariant of the Omicron variant of SARS-CoV-2, the JN.1, is making news. The World Health Organization has designated JN.1 as a variant of interest (VOI) by the WHO, raising concerns about its behavior. The pandemic has ended, but SARS-CoV-2 continues to circulate globally, with seasonal changes in the number of cases at unpredictable intervals. The genetic material of circulating viruses, especially the respiratory virus, keeps changing over time, leading to the designation of new variants and subvariants. Since the reporting of the novel virus in 2019, over 1,000 subvariants and recombinant sublineages have been reported. However, mutations or genetic changes that result in alterations in the virus's characteristics, such as higher transmission, more severe disease, or immune escape from vaccine-induced or natural immunity, merit greater attention. These variants are termed VOIE or variants of concern, VOC. Currently, there is no VOC in circulation in any part of the world. WHO's Technical Advisory Group on SARS-CoV-2 virus evolution downgraded the Omicron as the previous variants of concern in March 2023. National and global agencies are tracking the virus, and JN.1 has been designated as a VOI. There is no evidence that JN.1 causes more severe disease or immune escape, and thus there is no reason for worry. Wastewater surveillance in some Indian cities indicates that the new subvariant has circulated without major changes in reported or clinical cases. The current scientific evidence supports the continued protection provided by vaccines and natural infections from COVID-19, with no immediate reason to worry about a fourth dose for any age group. However, the rise in COVID-19 cases in India could be more artificial than real, as ramped-up testing may pick up more cases. Some deaths are being attributed to COVID-19, but there is no evidence that those deaths are causally linked to SARS-CoV-2. The average 5 or 6 deaths in a day in India should also be considered, as an estimated 27,000 people die daily due to various reasons, including old age. Respiratory diseases and tuberculosis kill 50 to 60 times more people every day than COVID-19 now. It is crucial to shift attention to preventable deaths due to many other reasons. To act responsibly, the government's COVID-19 response and actions should be more nuanced and informed by all evidence and real-time data. Citizens should act responsibly and not share unverified social media messages or forwards. Science communication from the government should be more interactive, and public communication messaging should be routine and easy to understand. Responding to current or future upticks due to SARS-CoV-2 should be similar to responding to any seasonal rise in cases of flu, respiratory illnesses, or dengue virus. The government should increase standard public health preventive measures such as severe acute respiratory infections, SARI, and influenza-like illness, ILI surveillance, wastewater surveillance, and improving provision of required services at health facilities. Clinical management should focus on a syndromic approach to respiratory illnesses, and individuals and communities should follow good respiratory etiquette, such as wearing masks, covering their nose and mouth when coughing or sneezing, and frequent hand washing. It is time to handle SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19 like any other respiratory illness, as it is more of an individual health concern than a public health concern. The next article is Reigniting the Flame of India-Korea Defense Cooperation. In this article, the writer says that In the complexities of global geopolitics, defense collaboration is a fundamental imperative for maintaining international peace and stability. The recent diplomatic overture by General Manoj Pandey, Chief of the Army Staff of India, to the Republic of Korea in November 2023 marked a critical turning point in India-Korea relations. This visit not only strengthened diplomatic ties, but also revealed the challenges that need careful consideration. One of the main challenges is the absence of a shared vision for a new comprehensive defense framework. This framework can provide a robust structure for both nations to operate and align their policies to construct a novel and sustainable emerging regional order. The imperative for India and Korea is to transcend the confines of bilateral cooperation and embrace a paradigm shift that cultivates a more profound understanding of their roles in the rapidly evolving global scenario. A hurdle lies in the Korean government's resistance to reassess India's role in the region. It is incumbent upon Korea to understand that India is not just the largest consumer of defense products, but a regional power capable of substantial contributions to peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific. A departure from Cold War mentalities, where the Korean government perceived India as standing in the opposite Soviet bloc, is essential for fostering a deeper, more meaningful partnership with India. The prevailing overemphasis by the Indian government on weapons acquisition and technology transfer from Korea has tended to overshadow broader strategic considerations. Powerful arms lobbyists in India and Korea pose a potential roadblock, emphasizing the need to prioritize long-term strategic goals over short-term gains. The emerging coalition of North Korea, China, and Russia presents a new serious challenge to collaborative efforts between the two nations. Divergent stances may arise, necessitating a nuanced appraisal of each party's strategic imperatives. High-level interactions between General Pandey and top Korean military leadership and his engagements with top Korean defense institutions, such as the Defense Acquisition Program Administration, DAPA, and the Agency of Defense Development, ADD, are anticipated to further unite the defense communities of both countries. The next article is Sign of the Future. The PSLV C-58 mission is a symbol of the demands being made of ISRO. In this article, the writer says that the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, has launched 2 science-oriented missions in the past 5 months, including the Aditya L1 space probe to study the Sun and the X-ray polarimeter satellite, XPOSat, to study polarized X-rays emitted in astrophysical phenomena. The XPOSat was launched in a 2-part mission on board a Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, PSLV, on its C-58 flight on January 1st. The science-oriented missions have been exceptional in their own right, with XPOSat being the second space-based experiment to study X-ray polarization at higher X-ray energies than NASA's Imaging X-ray Polarimetry Explorer. The POLIX payload, realized by the Raman Research Institute, will track X-rays in the 830 kiloton-volt energy range and observe emissions from around 50 sources in 5 years. The X-SPECT payload, by ISRO's U.R. Rao Satellite Center, will study X-rays of energy 0.8, 15 kV, and changes in continuous X-ray emissions. The science-technology skew among ISRO's missions highlights its unique needs and priorities. The second part of the C-58 mission, which lowered itself into a 350 km high orbit and unfurled solar panels, represents a union of professional scientists, aspiring students of science, and India's private spaceflight sector. This mission is a vignette of ISRO's demands, as it navigates an era where a permanent lunar station seems inevitable, drawing on both technological capabilities and human knowledge of the universe. The next article is Widening War. US should not see Houthi attacks as a concern independent of the Gaza war. In this article, the writer says that a US strike on Yemen's Iranian-backed Houthi militants in the Red Sea while they were attacking a container ship is a sign that the Gaza war is expanding beyond Israel-Palestine. 3 Houthi boats were sunk and 10 militants killed in a rare close combat with the rebels who control much of Yemen. The Houthis say they will continue to attack commercial vessels passing through the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, which opens into the Gulf of Aden. Since late November, at least 20 commercial tankers have come under Houthi attacks, forcing some of the world's largest shipping companies to suspend trading on the Red Sea routes and use the circuitous route around Africa. The crisis has prompted the US to announce a new naval task force to ensure security in one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. However, the US's attempt to deal with the Houthi threats as a standalone security crisis might run into its own limitations. No Red Sea Basin country has joined the US-led task force, including Egypt, which has taken a hit due to the drop in Suez traffic. Houthi control of Yemen's Red Sea coast, including the port of Hodeidah, gives them a natural advantage in carrying out sea denial attacks in and around the strait. Beefing up security in the Red Sea and the Arab Sea has become inevitable, but the US should first work towards achieving a ceasefire in Gaza, addressing the core issue behind the escalation,